Alright, y'all, let's clear something up before this gets twisted any further. The snake story everybody's talking about, it came straight from a live stream. A guy literally held up a snake skin on camera, and that's where the whole thing started. Now here's the problem. Fleasa didn't watch that stream herself. She got her version from one of those third-party watchers, the folks who sit in other people's streams, grab fragments, and then run back to her with half-truths. That's what they do. And instead of vetting it, Fleasa went live and repeated the half-truth. She told her chat Guano gave Z-Dog beer, Dodgy Robbie was there, and it all happened at an event called Half Grill to Mill, or whatever get-together in Florida that Guapo was giving. Then she doubled down, saying it wasn't true because Z-Dog wasn't at Half Grill to Mill, and even asked Robbie to back her up. So let's stop right there. The problem isn't jury me. The problem is Fleasa didn't vet what she was talking about. She didn't check the actual stream where the story was told. She just grabbed a fragment from a third-hand source, ran with it, and tried to make jury me out to be a liar. And that's the irony, because the whole story is way bigger than just Guano handing Z-Dog a beer. It's about Robbie's chaos, Guano's recklessness, and jury me bleeding money while babysitting grown men. That's what we're about to walk through. And when you hear the full thing, you'll see exactly why Fleasa's version doesn't hold up. The real story starts on a live stream where Jury Me and others are talking about their week and storage unit finds. One guy holds up a snakeskin he found in a storage unit. Somebody goes, "Man, that's pretty cool. Are you sure that's not a beer bottle?" And that's when Conky gets called out because apparently there's this whole beer bottle snake story nobody's heard yet. And oh boy, it's a mess. So here's the setup. Jury Me and Conky think it's a great idea to go python hunting in Florida. Camp Hales 2.0. Problem is, they put Dodgy Robbie in charge of logistics. And if you know Dodgy Robbie, you already know this is about to go sideways. They pile into trucks, drive 5 hours south, Miami or just north of it, and end up on this dirt access road. Marshes on one side, ditches on the other, flashlights sweeping around. They're told python eyes glow like beer bottles. Sounds cool, right? Except it wasn't snakes glowing back at them. It was beer bottles, every single time. Meanwhile, Jury Me is losing his mind because this was supposed to be a professional shoot, not a rolling kegger. Dodgy Robbie's idea of a python hunt? More like a recycling program gone wrong. Because the second truck wasn't hunting anything, it was a frat party on wheels. Guano drinking with Z-Dog, who was underage by the way, while the older guys kept supplying them. And they're tossing empties out the window, so every time the flashlights hit glass, the serious truck slams on the brakes. Everyone jumps out, and surprise, it's just another bottle. And then it gets even dumber. They're walking along a fence line near reservation land. Signs everywhere, nobody's sure if they've crossed the boundary. Their contact, who owned the hotel they were staying at and some bars down there, starts explaining tribal sovereignty. Like, the chief can basically get away with murder out here. Right then, they spot a gator. And Guano, because of course it's Guano, decides he's gonna jump the fence and steal a part off it to fix Jury Me's busted gator. Conky has to talk him down, warning he could literally get shot and nobody could do anything about it. Babysitting level, maximum. Guano's solution to everything? When in doubt, commit grand theft. Now Jury Me is bleeding money. He's got Substitute George on payroll every waking hour, even overnight, because this was supposed to be a filming trip. He's paying for 2 hotel rooms after being promised free lodging, one for his female employee, one for the rest of the crew. He's editing in the truck, furious, realizing the footage is useless. And while he's hemorrhaging dollars, the other truck is supplying booze to underage kids, tossing bottles and laughing. He loses not just thousands in expenses, but the video he was counting on to justify the trip. At one point, Jury Me flat out refuses to even be part of it anymore. He's done. And here's the kicker. This whole fiasco wasn't random. Dodgy Robbie had lined up his own guy to be the so-called guide. And that guide? He was the same hotel and bar owner Robbie promised would give them free lodging, but instead charged Jury Me for 2 rooms. Robbie sold him as a professional python hunter, someone legit. In reality, it was just another setup. The man led them down dirt roads, pointed at glowing bottles, and called it a hunt. Then Robbie has the audacity to say, "We gotta tip the guide." The guide who was his man all along, the one who charged them for the hotel and then led them to beer bottles. Classic Robbie, handpick your own prankster, waste everyone's money, then ask for a tip. Somebody on the panel says, "This sounds just like snipe hunting in Ohio." Conky even jokes, "I caught 7 yesterday." A panelist goes on to explain what snipe hunting is. For anyone who doesn't know, snipe hunting is a prank. You send someone into the woods with a flashlight and a paper bag, tell them to tap the bag, and then abandon them. The joke is, snipes don't exist. Jury Me points out this wasn't supposed to be a joke. Florida actually pays bounties for invasive pythons, but thanks to Dodgy Robbie and Guano, it turned into Florida's twisted version of Ohio snipe hunting. Except this one cost Jury Me thousands of dollars. They didn't even start until 1 a.m. By the time they were done, it was 4 or 5 in the morning. Hours of driving dirt roads, chasing glowing bottles, exhausted and frustrated. No snakes, no footage, just wasted time. And Jury-me's payroll meter is running the whole night. And Jury-me makes it clear this wasn't a one-off. This was every day with these guys. Dodgy Robbie, Guano, constant chaos, constant manipulation. He thought he was hiring professionals, but it was just another setup. And he's stuck bleeding money while babysitting grown men. And after all that, they're still joking about snipe hunting. Jury-me's out thousands, no footage, no snakes, and the story ends with more jokes about fake hunts. Absolute chaos. So yeah, the beer bottle python hunt, supposed to be a serious expedition, ended up a prank-filled disaster. Beer bottles instead of glowing eyes, underage drinking instead of professionalism, Jury-me stuck editing in a truck while hemorrhaging money. It's not lore about snakes, it's lore about chaos, manipulation, and the absurdity of trying to run a business in the middle of a prank war, and that's why it lives forever as the beer bottle snake story. Fleasa, vet your tizzy out!